Street Speed 717 had an issue where he drove through a creek and he was fined $50,000 for it. He paid it to get rid of the charges. Everything goes away if you pay this. Now, I shouldn't be on him for that because it's his deal. You know, maybe he doesn't have time to deal with it. But where I do think that's a problem is that the government thinks that they can overstep and get away with it.
I think we're about in the middle here. Hopefully I don't film the whole video and find out when I edit that I'm like off to one side, but I think I'm pretty good. So I wanted to make a quick response here to WhistlinDiesel, who made another update video on his legal challenges, and I was brought up, so I feel like it's appropriate for me to say something. And let me say this, not in a bad way at all, but just I want to put some information out there and kind of give my opinion. He and I go way back. I found him about 4 or 5 years ago, and I think the first thing I ever saw was him shooting his Duramax with a shotgun, and I was like, hey, why are you not really on YouTube? I haven't seen you on YouTube. He said, well, you know, I thought about making videos, never really did it. Long story short, he is now the most viral automotive YouTuber, I think, to ever exist, which is really cool. And sure, over the years, like, we've gone back and forth on different things, we've had disagreements, but ultimately I want what's best for him. And I know that, like, yes, he's good at doing the drama thing with people, and like he's very good at making that into good content, but I know that this drama with the legal stuff has not, I'm sure anyway, I can't speak for him, but I'm sure he's not enjoying it. Like, I'm sure there's some like silly drama that's good and that he likes, I'm sure, when it comes to, like, you know, getting in arguments, but I don't think this is fun for him. So I hope he wins this, and I hope he comes out of this better than he was before, but it wouldn't surprise me if this is going to be a long case. Remember my case where I drove through a creek and that's all I did, and he's splashing with a jet ski, so we're not exactly murderers here, but no, my case took over 1.5 years until it was finally done. So we're in the very early stages of his case.
I guess September 29th, we'll be at court again for this.
And he hasn't even had the court date yet, so, and they pushed that back. And that could be a good sign. Maybe they're thinking they don't have enough evidence, or who knows, could be a good sign, could be bad, I don't know yet. But his court date isn't even until September 29th, I think, late September. So this could be a very long process for him and for all of us waiting to hear what happens. But I was driving my truck through a creek with a bunch of friends. We were having fun, like not even a real like river or anything. It was a small runoff creek. We were having fun, you know, mudding, I guess you'd call it, and just generally screwing around with our trucks like usual. And apparently where I live in PA, that is illegal because you are destroying a waterway and poisoning fish and all this. So that's, you know, it was a long list of BS. You can watch the video down below. Without anything leaking out of the truck, by the way. They didn't even accuse me of that. A lot of people think that's what it was about, like, oh, my truck was leaking gas or oil or coolant. No, it wasn't leaking, and they didn't say that it was because it wasn't. Just the act of kicking up the mud, apparently, is poisoning fish. It's really dumb. He was accused of allegedly splashing someone with a jet ski. So yeah, also very dumb.
Street Speed 717 had an issue where he drove through a creek and he was fined $50,000 for it. I guess in Pennsylvania or other states, they think that every little tiny body of water, or where water goes, is like a protected area. And that's all good except for the fact that they pave highways through that stuff. So there's some hypocrisy going on. But I don't think it's right what happened to him either, especially considering that the $50,000 is supposedly to fix the creek, which there's no damage done to because there was a pickup truck that drove through it, not a D9 bulldozer flattening the entire 10-acre plot of land. That money did not go to that, but he paid it to get rid of the charges. Everything goes away if you pay this. Now, I shouldn't be on him for that because it's his deal. You know, maybe he doesn't have time to deal with it. But where I do think that's a problem is that the government thinks that they can overstep and get away with it.
He's gonna fight this to the death because he believes it's wrong. And I actually agree. Fundamentally, I agree with everything he says.
If everyone fought it, it would make the government think twice about wasting everyone's time, resources, and money. And a lot of people are like, the government doesn't care about your taxpayers' dollars. They're going to spend it however they want. They don't care about how much money they waste. Yes, that's true. They don't care. The point is that if every single person fought back on things that were wrong, they would care.
On a moral level, I agree. I don't think what I went through was right. I got screwed over. I think lots of people get screwed over. On a moral level, I agree with everything he says. However, in practice, we know that's not always how it works. Now, people like he and I, we have time. Our job is to make videos about our lives. So we have time and we have financial resources because, again, it's our job to make the videos. So if there's something that, even if it's going to be expensive, if we get to film it, that's okay for us.
If everyone fought something that was wrong, that the government overstepped, it wouldn't happen again, or nearly as much. It would always happen again, but not as much. So if everyone else put up as hard of a fight as this over something that was wrong, then it wouldn't happen as much.
And the reason why your average Joe can't fight back is because it would ruin their lives. They would lose all their money. They might lose their home. They might lose their job. Like, the average person just can't do that. Now, for me, there's a whole different reason why I set up a deal. And I should also say, I think it's really important, and I didn't say this in my video, which is I should have. The deal that I got was not actually offered by the people trying to charge me with a crime, by the Fish and Boat Commission. They didn't want to give me a deal. The deal I got was negotiated with my lawyer. It can get very expensive very fast. He's already finding that out by he said he's in 5 digits with lawyers.
And I've had to hire lawyers for this. Unfortunately, one lawyer can't represent both of us. I don't know how, but it's a conflict of interest or something. So I've had to hire a lawyer for each of us. And I don't want to say this to make myself look good, but I got a lawyer for my friend to defend him as well. Now I'm in 2 lawyers, and that's a lot of money. That's 5-something figures.
The government, even a state agency or whatever, even a local agency like a municipality, they can be very powerful. And the average person is just trying to go to work every day, trying to put food on the table. They do not have the time and or anywhere close to the money to fight a government entity. Anyway, my case, a little bit different because from what I understand with he got in some type of altercation with a guy on the boat ramp that didn't see them do it or get it on video. And then he called the police or the fish and boat people on him.
That officer, I will say, that pulled us over claims that the yellow shirt man on the pontoon didn't call him. Of course, there's no proof of that either, though. So it goes both ways. There wasn't proof of us recklessly operating. We weren't filming. There wasn't proof of his phone call between them either, I guess. So I can't say for a fact that the first guy, called the second guy. Now, he was with the sheriff's office, and the other guy is, linked to the sheriff's office, TWRA, whatever they do.
A neighbor from the property where, bug flying around, a neighbor that was a neighbor to the property where we did all this, they called in on me, and then they watched the video, and I had no idea that what I was doing could be illegal. I didn't know. So I filmed myself, I filmed where I was, I filmed myself driving the vehicle, doing all this stuff. So it was all on video. Quite a bit different than his case. I think luckily for him, his is a lot more winnable. Mine, even if I think I could have beaten some of it, but even if I beat 17 out of the 18 charges, well, I get convicted of 1, and I still have a record. I still have to likely pay a big fine or the restitution payment anyway. So I was kind of screwed no matter what. And it's funny, he didn't take a deal to protect his friend, and I took a deal to protect my friend. So we both were trying to protect our friends that were involved, but it was the opposite. It was reversed. They offered him a deal, but not his buddy. He didn't take it. They offered me a deal, and my friends weren't being charged. I took the heat off of them. The heat was on me. I was the target. And I knew that if I didn't at least try to come to some type of agreement, that it would go to trial, they'd be dragged in, they might be charged, it would involve all of them, and they were there, it was my fault they were there, pretty much. I didn't want any of that. I figured, hey, I'm getting screwed, but at least it's only me, and I can appreciate the fact that he's also trying to protect his friend. It's just the opposite scenario. That's what happened to me, and we know his case is allegedly splashing someone with a jet ski.
Can't say for a fact that the first guy, called the second guy. Now, he was with the sheriff's office, and the other guy is, linked to the sheriff's office, TWRA, whatever they do. But yeah, there's the story. So as for if that's worth everyone's time and resources and money, definitely not. I think they have better things to worry about. But hey, if they want to be completely unbiased and go after everyone that they believe has broken the law, then I guess they're allowed to do that.
Sit here and think about how dumb it really is. Like, all the crap that I went through, that he's going through, is going to go through, it's unreal. And it goes to show you that people in a position of power, if you're even a little bit in the public eye, him more than me, there are people that decide they don't like you. And if anyone out there thinks, by the way, that this would happen to any normal person and that we weren't targeted, come on. It goes to show you there are people out there who will stop at nothing. They will waste all the money in the world, all the energy and time. They will stop at nothing to try to bring you down and just to make your life miserable because they don't like you. There's all the info. It's out there for you. And why my case turned out the way it did is trying to make an example out of them by saying, hey, you know, maybe they'll think twice about charging someone with this or doing this to anyone else. But I kind of think, I hope I'm wrong, but it might have the opposite effect.
The fact is that I did not recklessly operate. So, yeah, I guess September 29th, we'll be at court again for this. And either they drop it or they convict us or we go to court again on a higher level. There's the story. So as for if that's worth everyone's time and resources and money, definitely not. I think they have better things to worry about. But hey, if they want to be completely unbiased and go after everyone that they believe has broken the law, then I guess they're allowed to do that.
The more this becomes a big deal, maybe they feel like they'll have to make it worse. You know, they have to keep going with it because now they're in too deep. They can't back out now and they can't not charge people now because it's all in the open. I don't know. Either way, I really hope he does win. I mean, these cases were both so incredibly stupid that we even have to talk about. Like, this is the dumbest thing on the planet.
The government thinks that they can overstep and get away with it. And that happens way too much, way more than it should. I'm not going to let that happen to me ever, personally, and I'm going to do everything I can to fight against that happening to other people. You got to stick up for yourself, and especially if there's a law that you believe is wrong.
Even if it's a law you think is dumb or stupid, it might be a stupid or dumb law. You know, it might very well be a dumb law, but there are tens of thousands of people right now, as I film this, sitting in jail, locked up over a dumb law, even a morally wrong law. And I agree we should change that because that's horrible, but the way to do it, the way to change a law isn't a court battle. You have to go through a long bureaucratic process to do it. It sucks, but that's what our country was founded on. So I don't think that's going to change. Like, for instance, here in PA, like, our governor mansion dumps E. coli infected sewage into the river, like a main actual real river, all the time. And nobody cares. That's fine though. Well, okay, but see, when you try to go by what's right, you will drive yourself insane because there is so much injustice in the world, and that's just how it kind of goes, sadly. If you enjoyed this upload, give it a big thumbs up. Take care. Have a great night. I'll see you in the next one. We are down to 490 spots out of 1,000. Only 1,000. Your chances are 1 in 1,000. That's it, 1 in 1,000. That's super. Those are the best odds anywhere to win a car. Those are your odds to win this, and you can actually buy more than one poster, so you can get entered more than once. White and black with the red guts, brand new front bumper, and because it's a little piece of Street Speed channel history, I've got something very special for the winner of this car when you win it. So make sure you get entered. Hit the link down below. 490 spots left. We're over halfway. Check it out. Oh yeah. It has a Corsa system on it. Sounds incredible. Your neighbors will love you. If you want to win that car and hear that sound every day, make sure you hit that link down below, and I'll see you very soon to give you your new C8 Corvette.